Welcome to AlphaCars and Ural Motorcycles. My name is Dimitri and I'm reporting from our service shop. You see two gorgeous brand new bikes that we just sold, and we put really nice accessories. But not only we deal with new bikes, we do quite a bit of restoration work, and I'm going to show you this bike that we sold in 2013, and it's been maintained by us, and mechanically it's in phenomenal condition, but it kind of got tired a little bit from about 10 years on the road, and we're doing restoration work on it. You can see we opened up some of the typical areas that would show some rust. We're opening all that up. We already, you can see, cleaned up the frame, which looks awesome, and the spots on the sidecar have been cleaned up. We're pulling the sidecar off and going to refinish it separately. And this is a forest fog color. We're actually going to refinish it in flat black, so it's going to look similar to the Springer, which inspired the flat black. Check out this flat black on the Springer. We're finishing up this restoration here. So as a part of restoration work, we decided to service the head bearings, which is kind of a big deal. Not rocket science, but it is a big deal. But we don't believe they have been serviced. So we're gonna pull them out, inspect them, clean them, and if there are no rust damage and no wear marks, we certainly can clean them, lubricate them, and reinstall them. But we are going to inspect the races, the bearings, and make sure they can be reused. Otherwise, we'll simply put a new one. They're not expensive, and we have them in stock. And if you're doing the service work, you can buy these bearings on uralne.com, a phenomenal go-to website, our website for parts and accessories. So we have our head bearing. We temporarily put things back together just so we don't lose it, and then our technician is going to go through, inspect the bearings, either replace or service them. You can kind of see more of the Ural of what's under the sheet metal kind of footage, and as you can see, a pretty substantial, significant frame. Here's the frame of the sidecar. Here's the independent suspension, and you can see these pivoting point, heavy duty control arm, the rear spindle, drum brake. This is 2013, the last year of the drum brake, which actually are, I still think of them positively, because the front brake is very powerful and then does most of the braking. Speaking of the front brake, it's in the horizontal position on right now because usually it's vertical, and you can kind of see the 4-piston Brembo caliper floating brake rotor, and the famous suspension, front suspension, Ural's fork or leading front fork suspension. And so we're still gonna do some maintenance and cleaning here, but there it is. And as I mentioned early in the video, we take that down with the hydraulics of the brake, so we don't disconnect that. And here's the Ural two-wheel drive system. You can see it right here. Drive shaft, kind of a PTO design, power takeoff of right the rear final drive. Drive shaft, parking brake lever, reverse, and famous 750 engine. 2013 is a great year for no computer setup, very reliable Cahine carburetors, and just a very, very nice, simple design. Works awesome. And then you'll see why we have the sidecar off this bike. This particular sidecar had some just light surface rust in the seam, so we're opening that up, cleaning it, treating it chemically, and then on the inside, over the years, there was plenty of scratches and light rust, so that was clean. We're applying We call it a rust convert. Actually, we don't call it, we call it what it is. It's called rust converting primer. And you apply it by brush, and then over that, you can put the seam sealer, you can paint it. So we're gonna refinish the sidecar in flat black and the rest of the bike components. And we actually already have, we have done the fenders. You can see them right here. And that's how this flat black is going to look like. Very, very nice. As you can see, the rust converting primer is now applied to pretty much all surfaces of the sidecar tub. Inside, outside, all the seams. These are very important on the inside.
Hey everyone, welcome to the final segment of this 2013 Ural Gear Up. We can see it is complete now. The last time you saw this bike, it was fully disassembled. The sidecar was taken off the frame and it was upside down being treated. But we can just see how nice this looks now. It really looks like it came from the factory like this, and that flat black that Dimitri had showed us. As of the date when this video was posted, this is available for sale here at AlphaCars, and we do have a separate video showing this full bike in depth, all complete, and giving some more information about it. So definitely check that out. It'll be linked in this video and in the description. But I'm just going to show you briefly the completed product here so we can close out this video and you can really see the difference with how the bike turned out. So if you remember the condition that the headlight brackets were in, I believe we replaced these, as I think Dimitri said, but either way they've been color matched appropriately. Checking out the tank, side covers, frame, airbox lid, rear fender. You really could never tell that this bike, was refinished. Of course, it was done very professionally and disassembled, done all the correct ways, but that's why you do it that way. So then it's as it came from the factory. You won't find any tape lines or like skipped areas. As you saw, it was really a full disassembly and reassembly. Even we can see all the hardware is new as well throughout the bike. All that new stainless steel hardware. You can see for the rack, the lights, even the trunk handle. Checking out the new hardware on the rear light, even the license plate bracket. You'll never, once you put a plate on there, you'll never see that again. And there's new hardware. So like I said, really doing things the proper way is what we're all about here, and putting the time into doing it that way. So that's really all I have for you in this final segment. Just showing you the completed work on this 2013 Gear Up. As I said, it is available here at AlphaCars, and we were able to show you a little bit of the refinishing process, but the shop, during the time of this bike, the shop did get very busy and we overlooked shooting a bit more footage. So I did wish I had a bit more for you in the actual refinishing process, but this is still a very satisfying video in my opinion, as we did see this bike, down to the frame with everything disassembled. And now we're seeing it whole again. And like I said, check out the other full video where we show you the ins and outs of this bike, its operation, and talk a bit more in depth about it. But this has been Ian reporting from our Boxborough showroom. We can see we've got a retro, and I believe that's an M70 over there. Lots of exciting things to see here at AlphaCars. But leave a like on this video and subscribe so then you don't miss the exciting motoring content like this Ural.